Are you positive or are you reactive? I remember, when I was younger, I was very reactive, probably 10 times more reactive than I am now. Did it serve me? Probably, because I was doing it. I probably got what I wanted. And did it leave a negative ripple effect? Probably as well. I didn't need to yell to have my needs met, or react last minute. I don't think that served me. But at that moment, that was the best I could do, and I need to forgive that. But now I'm working on trying to be more proactive. Well, what are the benefits? Often we put in our agenda at the deadline of something. Okay, this report is due, this proposal is due, this service offer is due. But we don't actually put in our agenda when we're going to work on that task. So it's important to go, okay, I have that task. A week, how long will it take? Okay, so you put it a week before. Working on being proactive, finding, instead of reacting to, oh, I need an employee. Well, what is the ideal employee that you really want? What is your dream employee that you want? And taking steps to first to create an environment where that employee will want to work with you. It's if you have an ideal employee, what do they need? In an interview, what are their dreams? What do they need? How can you make them happy? And if they're happy, then they'll naturally benefit and serve. It's about finding leaders instead of always training leaders. I read that a true leader is someone who's at the top, really pulling up their crew, their team with them. They want them at the top with them. If leadership is you're alone at the top, well, there may have been something that you could have done differently to create an environment where you are serving more and more people and creating more and more leaders. I have a lot less stress in my company because I find people I trust so much, and that to me are already leaders. I don't need to teach them or train them to be a leader. I want them to be happy. I want them to be fulfilled, and I trust they can do their job. I delegate. I give the power back for them to make their own decisions, and they do. They never let me down. I never think they're going to let me down, and they never do let me down. It's also my expectations of them. But going back to being proactive and reactive, research. Actually, this is one tool that I want to talk about because I want to start incorporating this more in my life, and anything that I read and I want to learn about, I share on this channel, hoping it may serve someone else. I've heard about this, for such a long time. But with this today that I read, I thought, okay, this is something I really need to apply in my life. And research shows the importance of journaling. About 15 minutes every day to release the stress. When I was younger, in the school days, when school was too overwhelming for me at that time, I would always write in a journal. I'd write in the my personal diary of things I was going through. And as an adult, I stop and I don't. And I write books, and I, maybe write blog posts, but I don't really write to release stress or to process and take time to reflect on my day and maybe how I could have handled something differently or better. Often we go to bed at night and we don't stop for even 1 minute to reflect on our day and to see what we could have done differently. What lessons we learned, how we want the next day to be. Often we just go to bed, lights out, we're done. But if there's just these small little changes in our day, and if that's 15 minutes of journaling to release my stress or any of my anxieties, I definitely want to try that. So I always encourage, also to clear your head. Before we go to bed, I can fall asleep instantly, like so fast, because I have really no lingering thoughts about the stresses of my day. I will write them down on paper, my to-do list, or I'll put it in my agenda, And it just pacifies any thoughts of, oh, I need to remember this. I know it's down. I know it's in my agenda. I don't have to think about it all night, and I can peacefully sleep. This channel is all about encouraging you to slow down. Slow down. If that's just even 5 minutes watching these videos, I think that's great. Just take a moment in your day to close your eyes, breathe deeply. And, especially, I used to be, so reactive, and at times I still am. I'm a human, but, often they say tricks of like count 1 to 10, but I see the value in that because it just slows me down. It slows me down not to do an outburst, but just take a breath, take a deep breath. It doesn't have to be 10, but a deep breath, and becoming self-aware. That's really my ultimate goal for you, to just be more self-aware. When we're aware of our issues, when we're aware of our triggers, when we're aware of our emotions and where we're at, then things become a lot more clear. I have a huge value for clarity, and that's why coaching and life coaching is so important, because we can't shift or help or change any of our blind spots. And often our families won't tell us, our loved ones won't tell us, our partners won't tell us, but an outside objective person looking in, when I had a coach, he helped me so much. He would see right through me, and he would see right through my issues, things that from childhood that I didn't even know, things I would say that I didn't realize I was saying. He would repeat them back, naming them, naming this unconscious mindset I had in my mind that I would naturally reenact in my life, but I didn't even know I was saying that to myself. But my coach pointed that out. And I find it so important to, one, be proactive. If you want to grow your company, do you have tools? Do you have a game plan? Do you have someone to help you, really help you be accountable almost, to level up and reach those goals? And I think everyone needs a coach. Everyone, either wellness coach, business coach, executive coach, life coach, spiritual coach. We have so much we can learn and teach one another. And we have to first be, honest enough with ourselves, vulnerable enough with ourselves to say, yes, I want another person to objectively help me get to the next level. We all need that. It doesn't matter who you are. I believe everyone needs that mentorship. The most successful, multimillionaires have masterminds, groups of people helping them, not even one, many people helping them. So I hope this just gives light of thinking, what are things, I hope you will write in the comments below, what are some things you want to start being proactive with? Is it regards to your finances in your business? Is it accounting? Instead of reacting, in your year end, are you doing, bookkeeping every week or every month? It becomes so simple. Year end, you just, give your documents, hand over your file. It's so simple. It's done. You don't have to go through any receipts and paperwork, and it's just so time saving when you just do these little actions. If you put them in your agenda, it doesn't become so overwhelming in a year from now. And that can be for anything, even with health, with eating, little steps of, I'm gonna have smaller portions, or I'm gonna add a detox smoothie every day to my diet, or my, I don't know, your daily, you're just one of your daily, what's the word I want to say, habits, daily menu, then at the end of the year, you won't have to be in the hospital or go, having to lose all of this weight. It'll just be these little steps incorporated that just make life so much easier. Really, life can be a lot easier if we do take these little steps. A 20-minute walk every day. How many of you do this? 20 minutes is like, I'm not even saying a half an hour, it's 20 minutes. It's like around the block. It's so quick, and I think a lot of people don't do that. and just the ripple effect of these small proactive actions. Where can that lead you in a year from now? I used to always remind my clients this when learning a second language. They would learn these little grammar rules every week, and they'd be just so discouraged, like, oh, I'm not improving as fast as I want. But if you stop and I would encourage them, look at where you started that day and look at where you are a year from now. You're a completely different person, completely different language skills and communication and confidence. It's night and day difference. But the little steps every day we don't always see. And I think those little steps are being proactive instead of that end goal of being reactive. For my clients who wanted to learn languages, they wouldn't take these little steps. And then there was a job interview, and the first question, well, do you speak English? And if they didn't have that confidence to say yes, even though often they could speak English, but they were still lacking that confidence, they lost their dream job. They lost this, potential to have this amazing career that they always wanted, but they didn't take these little steps on a even weekly basis for their goal. So I encourage you to write in the comments below, what is something you want to be more proactive in your life? I also ask you to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time.